Sorry, it looked like I had some technical issues again today getting started. So let me just make sure it says that I'm live. I see Ray is watching. So, Ray, if you wouldn't mind letting me know that you are live because I have some super, or that you can hear me, because I have some super cool training today that I want to share with you. And I want to make sure that you guys are seeing this. So, I'm checking my YouTube channel right now. Today, I'm going to show you how you can create let me make sure here. Okay, cool. All right. So I just saw that I am live, at least on YouTube. So everything looks good so far. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you, Ray, for letting me know that you can hear me. All is good. Okay. So today, what I'm going to show you is how to create a conversion ad on Facebook. Now, this is a little bit technical, but I promise I have broken this down step by step to help you to ensure that you are following all the steps. So it's really easy to understand, even if it seems like a complicated process. And we're actually going to start off today from the end of yesterday's training, which I showed you how to create a pixel and set up the events. Okay. So if you missed that training, you can see here if you go up to myvisionagency.com/help, that is my knowledge base. So you can go here and search for Facebook, and you'll see create a Facebook ad for beginners. That will walk you through that process of creating a pixel. I even have all of the slides that I showed yesterday so that you can get all set up. Okay. So diving into today's training, first, of course, if you're not a high level member, or and you want to join our program, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com to do all that. Okay, so what you want to do here, the very first step is after you've created your pixel, of course, you need to have a Facebook business account. You're going to go into the events manager inside of your business account at business.facebook.com, and you're going to go click on connect data sources. Okay, so you see that over there. Now, once you do that, you're going to choose to connect a new data source. All right. Now, what we're doing is we actually now need to connect this pixel to our high level account, because what we want to do is we want to track all of the conversions happening. So when we get a lead, we want to know that we have a lead so that we can track how much our leads are actually costing in our campaigns. But also, we want to send that data back to Facebook in the pixel to let it know, hey, we consider this a lead. So this person that opted into our funnel, into our campaign, has now converted into a lead. So we want to tell Facebook that by connecting our CRM. Now, also, what we want to do is we want to tell Facebook what we consider a buyer. So when someone actually makes a purchase, we want to also tell Facebook, that that person made a purchase. And then what Facebook is going to do is they're going to work their algorithm magic, and they're actually going to make our ads run better because we are communicating back and forth what a conversion and a lead is to us. So it's going to help us to find those people that match those that criteria, that same criteria as the people who are converting. Okay, so you can see why this is so important, and it's so great that we can track all of this directly inside of High Level. So we need to connect that. Okay, so we're going to choose Connect CRM. Now, the next screen that you get here, it's going to say connect your CRM for conversion leads. It's going to tell you a little bit about that. You just need to click next. Now, here it's going to ask you to choose your pixel. Now, you can create a new pixel if you want to, but we created that yesterday. So I want to pick up where we left off. The pixel we created was the white label lead system 20 free leads. So that's the pixel that I'm going to choose here. Okay. Now, the next screen you're going to come to is it's going to actually ask you to choose your CRM. Okay. So the next step here is obviously we need to choose our CRM. So you're going to choose Lead Connector. Now remember, any third-party integrations with High Level is going to be called Lead Connector because it's like their gray label attempt. So when you as the High Level agency owner, you don't want your clients to see High Level when they're connecting their Facebook pages and ad accounts and all that. You want to tell them connect Lead Connector. Okay, so Lead Connector is going to be like the gray label third-party integration for High Level. Okay, so we're going to use a third party to connect, as you can see on the screen there, and then we're going to choose Lead Connector from the options. Now, once you've done that, Inside of your high level account, you need to make sure to go into the settings. So this is at the sub account level. Okay. You need to go to your sub account that you are running these ads on. And you need to go in the bottom left hand corner, go to settings. And then you'll see what we're looking at now is when you go to the integrations tab. Okay. Now you'll see up here, we have integrations, and you'll see here is the tab. So we're in the integrations, and we want to make sure to connect our Facebook business page and Instagram if you want that. Because if you're running ads and all of that, you need to have an ad account, you need to have a business page, and they need to be connected into High Level. Okay. So once that's connected, you want to go back to your Facebook Business Manager, and you can actually, if you see where I'm at here, you can go to All Tools, or you can search Instant, and you'll find Instant Forms. Because what we want to do is you can send a website to, or you can send your traffic to a website. But honestly, I feel like the forms work so much better because sometimes things look a little weird depending on like devices, and sometimes things load a little slow, or whatever the reason is. Facebook instant forms are just a really good way of capturing those leads. And then, of course, I'm going to show you we can send them to our website once we've captured the lead, and all of that is connected with High Level, right, within this campaign that we're working on now. So, what you want to do is you want to go into the instant lead forms, and you're going to create a form. Okay. So, the next screen that you see here is we can either duplicate an existing form or we can create a new form. So, in this training, I'm going to create a new form, and move that mouse over a little bit. So I'm just going to give my form a name, and you have a form type here. So you want to think about like your intention. What kind of traffic do you want? Okay. So it says customize your form depending on the goal of your lead generation campaign. The options you select may impact the volume of submissions and cost per lead. Okay. So there is an option. You can learn more about that if you want to. But basically, what we're trying to do is do you want more volume, or do you want higher intent leads? Okay. Meaning that they are really serious, and maybe, that's kind of like a double opt in a way. So, do you want more leads, or do you want better leads? That's what you want to decide in this option here. Now, in the intro section, you can actually upload an image like you see here. It does need to be 1200 by 628. You can see this image is not. I just use this as an example. But you can do that on Canva. Super simple. They have lead templates that you can use if you just are not a good designer at all. Do that on Canva, and at least, promote your brand a little bit. The next thing is your headline. Now, remember, we talked about yesterday, our campaign is we're giving away 20 free leads. If you're a member of our program, you have this whole system built in once you get the done for you setup, and you're ready to start getting leads to your system. Okay. So you have 20 free leads, and that's what the offer is. So then the funnel will have you booking an appointment, and they may purchase a leads package, or whatever your services that you're providing. Okay, so in this example, we're just using the claim your 20 free leads, and you can create like a paragraph text underneath that there, or you could add like bullet points. In this example, I just did the paragraph, so we're just saying get access to our AI software. This is going to help you find 200 of your perfect clients for free. Okay, so again, this is just an example for training, just to let you know kind of what that would all look like there. So you also can actually create questions, like custom questions, if you want to capture that on your form. It really just depends on whatever your traffic strategy is. Typically, though, the least amount of questions, the more leads you're going to get, just because, once we see there's too much involved in things, we sometimes lose interest, especially on social media. So, again, you just want to keep that in mind with your strategy. But the main thing that we need to collect is the email address and the full name. Okay. So, or we could do first name if we wanted to, but it defaults here to email and full name. So we're just going to ask a question, where should we send your leads? I don't really like to say, what is your email? I like to use words sometimes like, what is your best email, or something like that. But I want to say, like, where should we send your leads? Because I don't want them to just put in some bogus email address. Okay. I want them to put in a real email, because they probably do want these leads. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be going through the trouble of seeing, or clicking on the ad and entering in their info, right? So I'm just going to say, hey, where should we send your leads? Because I want them to know I'm going to be sending it to the email address you give me. So if it's fake, you're not going to get them, right? And that is true. I am going to send an email. So I want to just ask the question and then I want to capture the information on the form that I need. Now, we also have the privacy policy. You do need to have a privacy policy when you are running ads on at least Facebook. I'm not sure about the others, probably that you do. If you're a member of our program in your website, you have a privacy policy page. So you could just paste that in there. Or if you have another one, of course, you could do that. Okay. The next thing is the completion part. So, what are they going to see once they have submitted their info into the form? So, we're just going to say, great, check your inbox. It's always great, especially when you're sending an email. Let them know, great, we just sent you an email because you want them to go to their email and check. Remember, every step of the way, we want to guide them and let them know what to do next. Okay. So we say, great, check your inbox in big bold text and we have just sent you the info to access your 20 free leads. Okay. So now you'll see that there's a button underneath that and it says view website. Okay. So we could send them right to our website, which is great. You could have them call a business by clicking the button, or you could have them download something at that point. Okay. So technically, even if you're giving away like a free lead magnet or something like that, you could actually have them download it there. I like to have them go to the email because it helps to build the reputation. Also, when I go to send them further emails, they've already told their email system that they are interested in seeing these because they have gone to the email, they've opened it, and they've clicked it to get the thing that I'm offering them. Okay, so that's just how I structure it. Again, there's a million and one strategies of how you can set these campaigns up. Okay, so once you have done that, now you have this lead gen form or created, okay, in Facebook. What you want to do is you want to, and remember, our CRM is connected at this point, right? So that's super good. But what we need to do now that we've created that form in the Facebook Business Manager, what we need to do is go back to our HighLevel account. We want to go into the settings. We want to go into the integrations again. But this time we're going to go over to this section here where it says Fields, Facebook form fields mapping. And you're going to see your new form that you just created is going to say map fields. Okay. So it's not actually a live form yet that we can start using until we've mapped these fields. You can see once we map them that we have the question marks here and it'll say status is toggled on. Okay. So mapping the fields is super, super easy. All you need to do is click on that map fields button and you'll see that it looks like this. We just really want to tell our CRM, we want to tell it what is this information in the email field. Okay, so we're telling it in the form field, the thing that's the email, we're actually going to call it email inside of our sub account too. And the field that has the full name, we're actually going to call it full name inside of our sub account too. So now when they enter in their email on the form, it's going to also be the email when it creates the contact inside of our sub account. Okay. So super easy, pretty self-explanatory, right? So once you select that, you're going to click save. Now it does get a little bit complicated if you have like, custom questions that you've added in there and all of that, but it's super cool to know that if you do require questions in your campaign and you do want the higher intent lead and you're trying to pre-qualify your leads based on the answers to those questions, it's really easy to map those out as well. You're just going to basically do the same process, okay? Now, once you have mapped out your fields, you're going to see that your form looks different here. You're going to see that it now says status and it has that check mark there. That lets you know that we are all good with this form. Okay. So now we need to start building our workflows. And there are, I think, 3 total workflows that we need to have. And the first one is going to be inside the system. Remember, when we start talking about automations, you want to always take yourself through the customer journey and think about what's going to happen when they submit that form, right? Because that's the way that Facebook is going to capture that info with their form, right? That's integrated into our HighLevel account. So when it comes into HighLevel, we need to tell HighLevel what to do with it. So we need to build that workflow, and our trigger is going to be when the lead form is submitted. But we need to also choose what lead form because we have many, right? So we're just going to say our workflow trigger is going to be Facebook lead form submitted. We're going to say, we're going to filter it down by in the form, and it's going to be whatever form that we create for our campaigns. Okay. Now, the next step there is going to be to update the opportunity. All right. So we need to have an opportunity pipeline. Most of us do. If you're running paid ads, you should definitely be at a point where you have an opportunity pipeline and you have a good way of managing your leads and you have a great offer that you've worked through with some organic traffic or testing or whatever. So don't just run this if you have no idea. Don't just think that you can run something to an ad and then just be a successful business owner now. Right? Just make sure you have your system in place and all of that before you start putting all the money into paid ads. So you should have a pipeline because this is going to help you manage all of your leads and tell you who's a lead, who's a buyer, who's in a free trial, who's canceled. Those things are really important to track. Okay. So we need to have a pipeline here, and you may want to have a different pipeline for each form that you have so that you can see, basically you can differentiate your traffic. So in this example, I just have Facebook lead form is the pipeline. That's what it's called. And then it's also in the stage become a lead because this is the lead, right? And then also opportunity name. I'm just going to use a custom value because I want it to auto populate whatever that contact's name is when it appears on the opportunity card. And then also the opportunity source. Okay, so where is this coming from? I can type something in there, or I can use a custom value. I can also add a lead value. If this was a buyer, and I'm going to show you that conversion in just a second, but if this was a buyer and my lifetime value of a customer or my the value of every lead that I get, if I know that about my business, I can add that here. And then I want to tell Facebook that this is a one lead. I'm considering this a conversion. Okay. So that's what I'm doing here within my opportunity. And you also want to allow duplicate opportunities because there could be times when people opt in more than once. So we want to trigger this automation when that happens. Okay. Now you can see here that, of course, once this part is done, you can do anything that you want to at this point. Okay. I love to use tags to tell myself where this lead came from or what they're interested in or trigger other automations. So you could do that. And then you could also send them an email if you were promising them something when they submit the form. Obviously, you want to send them an email. And I could build this out as far as I want it to go. But just the basic process here is we want to create a workflow where we're triggering when the form is submitted and then we're updating the opportunity pipeline so that we can tell the pixel what that this is a conversion. Okay. Now, the other part of this automation is you need to make sure to go to the settings tab here, and you're going to make sure to toggle this on to allow re-entry so that they can re-enter into the workflow. Okay. So the next stage of that, okay, so this is workflow number 2 that we need to create is a conversion for the lead, okay? So the trigger for this workflow is going to be when the pipeline stage changed, all right? So from the previous workflow, you saw that we sent the lead, we updated the opportunity pipeline into the lead stage, okay? Now in this workflow, we're saying, hey, anytime a lead gets added to the lead stage of this pipeline, I am going to do whatever's down here. Okay. Now, in this case, what I'm doing is I am sending this data back to Facebook Pixel so that I can tell it, hey, this is a lead. All right. So when you're setting this up, you're going to obviously give it a name. You will see a drop down menu here where you have the lead event or you have a funnel event. In this case, I'm using a lead event because I'm tracking the leads, and you need an access token and a pixel ID. All right. So I'm going to show you where to get those. Also, you want to use a custom value for the stage name because it makes it really easy when you go to duplicate these, or if you have um, multiple workflows for the conversion within this pixel. It just makes it really easy, and it does need to be exact because we're telling what Facebook, we're telling, sending this information to Facebook, so we need this to be exact. So it's better to use the stage name, and you can grab those. Grab this custom value here by clicking here. You'll see opportunities and then go to stage name. Okay. So to grab that access token that I just showed you, you need to go back into your data sources here into Facebook Business Manager. You're going to go to the pixel that you're working on and you're going to go into the settings and you're going to click here where it says set up direct integration, generate access token. So it's just going to give you this big long number. That's what you need. Okay. Now, the next thing that you need, I told you you need a pixel ID. So same area here. We're just going to go down to where it says data set ID, and we're going to copy that pixel ID. Okay. So when you do that, you're going to just paste it in those fields that we just saw in that pipeline. Okay. Now, I think I came back here. Yes. Okay. So this is my lead event. I think I duplicated myself here. So we have the trigger for the pipeline. Let me go back here. We have the trigger for the pipeline, which is they become a lead into our system, and we are telling the pixel that we want to convert this with this access token is what we're was allowing now this event to contact the pixel, and then we're telling it what pixel it is. Okay. And then, of course, like I showed you, you want to go to the custom value there, or that little tag there for the custom values, and you want to go down to where it says opportunity, and then you go stage name, and then now you can auto populate. No matter what stage it is, it will keep that up to date. Okay. So now, of course, the same thing with this conversion workflow. We want to make sure that this is toggled on so that we can allow re-entry into the workflow. Okay. So now the next thing, imagine you have leads. Okay. So the leads are coming in, and then you also have customers. And if you want to track the customers as well, when there's actually, they have made a purchase, then you probably have a stage that is called buyers. Okay. Or at least I do. I have leads, trial, buyers, and canceled. All right. So we need an additional workflow here. And this one is going to tell the Facebook pixel, and literally you can just duplicate that previous workflow if you want to. So we're going to tell the Facebook pixel when we actually have a buyer. Okay. So the workflow again is going to start with pipeline stage changed. And we're going to say the buyer's pipeline. This is what we're going to choose here. And of course, status is going to be 1 because they're a buyer. And that's how they ended up in that pipeline. Okay. So the next thing here, you can see it's all exactly the same. So we're going to tell it, hey, when this comes in, we are going to send this data back into the system. Okay. So you also, when you are building out your pipelines, when it says like when this changes in this pipeline, the value of this lead would be built into the pipeline. Okay. So I'm sorry I didn't actually create an image like that, but just to better explain than what I just did, if you are your customer onboarding, they make a purchase, you're sending them emails, you update the opportunity pipeline. That's when you want to give the value there. Okay. So you're going to add that value. And then that way it knows when someone lands in this pipeline that this is a conversion, it's an actual customer. Okay. So just like the other one before, you want to make sure to go to the settings and you want to allow re-entry there. Okay. Now, after all of this, you need to test your system. Okay. I'm always preaching test, 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 test. So I am in my knowledge base that I just shared with you guys. As soon as this is over, I'm going to update that with today's training. However, you want to make sure to write this down, or you can screenshot this video right now, or you can just come back to this and look for it. But you want to go to developers.facebook.com/tools /lead -ads -testing. When you go there, you're going to see this screen here, and it is going to tell you to choose your business page and then choose the form that you want to test. And then it's actually, you just click create lead, and then it's going to help you test that. Okay. So super, super simple. Absolutely the best way to test a lead, but you can test that, and then you will be able to make sure that your automations are working for the conversion. Okay. Now, the next step, of course, is you can go into that's going to help you get the lead, right? But if you want to test your conversion, you can actually go into the opportunities pipeline and you can move that lead card to your buyer's stage. And then that will tell you if you have, that will convert the lead. Okay. So that's how you want to set the whole process. I know that's a lot of information, but if you follow these steps, you're going to be able to easily set this up. And once you do it one time, you're going to be like an old pro at this. Okay. But it's absolutely the best and easiest way to track all of your conversions and make sure that your ad spend, you're actually getting a good return on that investment. Okay. So again, if you're not a member of our program and you want to sign up, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com and find out how you can join, whether you're a high level member or not. We have options for everyone. So thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.